of the Dabbleverse. It's the talk of the internet, really, that Opie has taken New York by storm, and no one knows how to handle it. And this time, he's also calling out Joe Rogan and Howard Stern. You know, I got to tell you something. When you talk about like edgy, hot takes, and you hear what Opie says about Howard Stern and Howard's wife, I'm going to give you a little tease just so you're prepared to hear some of this stuff later. Howard Stern washed up.
Wow.
You believe that? You believe that? I know.
Should look into it.
In 2025, I mean, who would have a take like that? Howard Stern, I'd go as far as to say he's gone Hollywood, and Opie seems to agree with me.
Howie Hampton, some call him.
Very unique. So we'll get into some of Opie's hot takes, but he's also just meandering around the city and pretending for some reason that is content. Like wild stuff is just going to appear to him. It hasn't happened yet in, I don't know, 6 years he's been doing this or however long it's been, but it's going to happen eventually. Opie's persistence is king here. So let's get into it.
Fogerty 80, baby. Go backstage with him. Yeah, I would love to. I did a fine interview.
And just so anyone that's watching, he's responding to a chat that we cannot see.
Oh, true. But so he's outside some concert. It's a 80th birthday celebration for John Fogerty. I believe he's at the Beacon Theater, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
So John Fogerty, of CCR fame, he's celebrating his 80th. That's pretty incredible. Let's see how Opie handles that news here and how he makes it about himself.
Mr. Fogerty, I got a lot of props on that one. And Mr. Fogerty actually contacted me recently, or one of his people, and said, "Hey, man, we'd like to feature a couple. Oh my God, we got some action coming up that you gotta see."
Nice. Are there freaks? Are you gonna put your camera at freaks and we can all laugh at them? Yes, I hope so, Opie.
Destroy them.
You hear some of your quotes on my social media? I'm like, are you kidding me? Of course.
Go back. I'm sorry. We talked over that a little bit. Go back just a little bit. Here's what you need to know. John Fogerty was on Opie and Jim, I think. So Opie conducted such an amazing interview with John Fogerty. Oh my God. The questions he asked John Fogerty. We're still talking about him to this day.
That's right.
It was really something. And that's stuck with John Fogerty's people. So they reached out to him. And what did they ask Craig? Could I hear that again?
Recently, or one of his people, and said, "Hey, man, we'd like to feature a couple. Oh my God, we got some action coming up that you gotta see for yourself."
We will.
It's problematic, but Fogerty's like, "Can I hear some of your clips on my social media?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Of course."
I mean, that just didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
I'm always interested because, like, we talk about this all the time. I'm fascinated with pathological liars because my assumption is always, I get lying, like, did you do your homework? Yes, I did. I get lying to get out of trouble. That I can wrap my mind around that. I don't understand completely making up something that no one believes is true, but also doesn't have to be. Like, no one would be like, "Hey, how come John Fogerty hasn't posted advertisements on Opie's TikTok?" Like, it would never come up. So why lie about it?
I don't know. He's such
why would John Fogerty's people go, "You know what? We got to get the word out." No one appreciates John Fogerty, not like they used to anyways. We got to get the word out. We got to go to this 60-something-year-old shock jock who has 15 views on some of his videos.
I was going to say they're going to go check in. They're just going to see some old guy with just sleep in his eyes still. And he's just like, "Yeah, this is my place. Shut up." Like just yelling at everyone.
And it's not like, first of all, anyone watching Opie, they're aware who John Fogerty is.
Yeah.
They're aware he exists. And it's not like Opie is doing rock. He's not a history of rock and roll guy now or anything like that, which maybe he'd be good at. Opie. Well, actually, like Opie, I think knows music a little bit. Maybe he should be doing stuff like that, but he's not. So who is this appealing to that needs to get the message about John Fogerty? What a ridiculous lie. And by the way, where are those videos, Opie? Because you said, of course. Oh, of course, I'd love to do that. I guess we got to look for the John Fogerty videos. I'm sure they're coming any time now.
Right. Next, we have action.
Okay, so he teased a little action. Oh, he's got some stuff that could be problematic coming up. Craig,
Yep.
try and remain calm during this. It's going to trigger warning, everyone. Craig and a lot of you are about to get fired up.
Wait, you're just like that and you don't want any cameras in your face?
A freak! Expose them!
This is unbelievable because this guy is just like, I'm as left as it gets on Twitter, right? And he goes up to a transgender person on the street and is like, you're dressed like that and you don't want me to.
Well, this is what we were saying. You weren't here, right? I think it was Casey Day. But we were talking about this with Anthony, where I'm like, say what you want about Anthony. He is who he is, you know? Like Anthony's not hiding anything. Opie does this thing where he's like, Anthony was a racist and he ruined my reputation. All right, look at this. Here's a freak. Let's laugh at him, everyone. Let's laugh at the freak on the street.
Wait, you're just like that and you don't want any cameras in your face?
No, I want people to say, may I?
Oh, may I?
That's pretty reasonable, sir, ma'am, whatever. Like, hey, I listen. I get that you're a mutant, but you're being the reasonable one in this exchange.
Is he walking around with a full fucking size camera? I'm trying to look at him in the
2 cameras. Oh, you don't know this?
No.
Oh, Craig, you're missing out, buddy. Opie has 2 cameras. One to live stream, so we all get to see the magic live. And the other camera is so he can replace that video later with HD quality.
It's almost like get an iPhone and you'll solve your problems.
You're missing it. You must not have heard what I said. He live streams, so it's live, and we all get to join in that. But like when you're watching live, you're like, imagine if I could see this trans person. Ew. Imagine if I could see them in pristine HD quality.
You can see the beard stubble now.
Oh my God! It is a guy. Opie was right.
You're the best.
You better give me a hug, too.
Why is he freaking out?
There you go. Now I'll smile.
You're the best.
Listen to that again. Sorry, go back a little more. But they're like, hey, I just want you to say, may I? And Opie's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not that there's no one more desperate to make a meal out of absolutely nothing. The man has no ingredients, and he is intent on cooking a 3-course meal with a completely empty refrigerator.
Oh, may I? May I? Yeah. You're the best.
You better give me a hug, too.
Okay.
I'll hug
So
you.
Opie's excited. That means something great is coming. He's like, oh, yes, I get to expose this goblin. Thank God. So Opie's got something wild up his sleeve, as you heard with that reaction there. Let's see what he does. Let's see the comeuppance he gives. Hey, listen, if you're going to walk out of the house like that, you better read. I can't talk. Who am I to criticize Opie? Let me start over. If you're going to walk out of the house like that, you better be prepared to get Opied.
There you go. Now I'll smile.
Oh my God, this turned out great.
It honestly looks like Adam Friedland in drag.
Okay.
I'm licensing to the world. What do you want to say? Literally to the world. What? You can say anything.
Santa Claus, I'm there, I'm Mela.
What does that mean?
It'd be great if a bomb belt went off in that moment. In a way, it is for the entire video. But
Yeah.
just saying the equivalent of a Lal Akbar. And we're like, thank God he was live streaming with the other camera.
The world.
Elvis.
That was Elvis?
No, not Elvis. Elvish, as in Tolkien.
Oh, Elfish.
Elfish.
Elfish. You just did some Elfish. Why are you dressed like that? I mean, I don't mean to be nosy.
Opie is a 6-year-old.
Are you like dressed?
Why you dressed like that? Why, mommy? Why is that man dressed like a lady?
He starts singing Aerosmith.
I don't know, because I got a lot of mental problems, man. My parents weren't great to me. I don't know. What do you want from me?
For something special? Is this like your
Every
Thursday
day-
outfit?
Every day is special.
Of course it is. You gonna go see John Fogerty?
I would, but I can't.
Why?
I can't go tonight.
All right. Well, you look.
Well, Opie, keep digging. We got to get to the bottom of this. Why isn't this person going to see John Fogerty? Don't let her off that easy. Or
John
him.
Fogerty is, fine and everything, but it's not like a
When-
Springsteen level.
When you saw this, you weren't like, Fogerty's turning 80 and I'm not there to celebrate?
Yeah, I'm surprised I made it to this show.
I didn't get the invitation for Fogerty's 80th? You sandbaggers?
Thank you. And every day it's a different outfit.
Wait, you know this person?
Every day. Hi, my friend. Hi, how are you?
And you don't bully them?
So this other person's now hugging, according to Opie, this thing.
Yeah. You know this freak and you're not sticking a camera in their face constantly?
There's more hugs going on. Wait, every day there's a different outfit?
Every day is different now. Different.
Do you wear the same fucking thing every day, Opie?
Yeah. Opie thinks, well, because everyone on the streets of New York is a character in Opie's story.
Yeah.
So to him, they're like Doug Funny. Like they have a closet of all the same outfits that they wear every day.
Beauty.
But,
That'd be
but
great.
now, so the point, and listen, we were all on board. We were hoping Opie was going somewhere with this because when you see this guy dressing like a lady, you're like, there's got to be a story here. There's got to be. It's not just a mentally ill person. There's got to be hours worth of story here. You're like, this is the freak that Opie is covering. But it turns out the tables have been flipped upside down. And now the freak is the 60-year-old man interrupting this conversation between two people who know each other.
Dr. Scotty Jones in the chat with a great point. Trans people only have one outfit.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
It's very.
You touched that thing?
Because you're always standing here.
That is what Opie's doing, by the way. When we talked about Opie last, it was like, guys, we're gonna go watch how blacks interact with each other. Like we're gonna go in the streets where black people walk around. And I bet something's crazy is gonna happen. It's gonna be madness. And now he's doing it with trans people where he's like, guys, these people aren't like me. Let's see what they're about.
Look, but don't touch.
It's a zoo. New York City has become a zoo exhibit to Opie, where he looks for non-straight whites. And he's like, look at him.
But you're 100% correct with that because, as we'll see later, he's just harassing people eating breakfast.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Do you fist bump? Fist bump.
Is that what you people do in your culture? Or
Do you know what this is?
Try your live stream a lot. Bye. Good to see you. Oh, that'll trigger some people, huh?
whoa! Frank, how have you held your composure this long?
I like how he's like, that'll trigger some people. I'm like, nah, it might trigger the people you think are your friends because you're treating that person like.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. The people that Opie thinks, like the group that Opie thinks he's a part of, might be triggered by that, where they're like, why are you just sticking a camera in this person's face? Because you think they're trans or a cross-dresser or something? So you're calling them a freak, basically?
What a weirdo.
But like, there's no right-winger that's going to look at that video and go, I can't take it.
I gotta be honest. I think the right like truly doesn't care what people do. It's when it spills into like taxes and all that crap that is the issue.
Yeah, definitely.
If it doesn't, I mean, if you do it, it doesn't affect anyone.
Yeah,
Who gives a
no,
shit?
Dylan Mulvaney, all our taxes went up when that happened, for sure.
Hey, you can stop. You can stop listening to music.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Bruce Springsteen raised our taxes at that concert last week. I'm agreeing.
I can only speak for the show.
Why are we doing this? Play the fucking Opie clips.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. You kept going, but this next one is Unleashed.
Oh, get ready to get mental. This is going to be nuts. Take the collars off.
I'm ready. Should I stretch before this one?
You might want to. Yeah. I don't know how limber you are, but you might want to.
Mike Larson, talk about unleash wild stuff. Oh, are you here to hate, Mike? Are you? Mike's here to hate everybody. Yuck. Yeah, the Unleashed channel is actually doing well. I just got monetized over there. It's not.
Whoa!
You know, I'll be making tens of dollars a month, but I did get monetized.
He's just filming a Barbie exhibit.
By the way, he did say, Mike, are you trolling? I think I might want that in the outro. You having fun, Mike? Can we go back to the beginning? I might have to hear that again.
Mike Larson, talk about unleash wild stuff. Oh, are you here to hate, Mike?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I think we might need that in the outro.
All right, mark that.
Are you here to hate, Mike? By the way, when we got monetized, I believe the threshold was 1,000 followers.
Yes.
And I think it's less now, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah. So Opie being like, finally, I got monetized. Also, if we talk about this Unleashed channel, Opie on the Opie radio channel has like 100-something thousand followers or subscribers.
You wouldn't be able to tell by the view count.
Unleashed just got monetized, and they post the same videos. So that's the other thing, is all these live streams, they go on the Opie radio account and the Opie Unleashed account. So they're just two channels posting the same stuff for no reason.
Does he think there's like something broken with his channel if he has all those?
Yeah, I think he thinks he got like shadow banned or something. Yeah. Like he's like, I have 100,000 subscribers and 80 views on this video. Something must be wrong. And I think the thing that was wrong might have been in the videos.
Yuck. Yeah, the Unleashed channel is actually doing well. I just got monetized over there. It's not you know, I'll be making tens of dollars a month, but I did get monetized. Oh damn, I got a lot of Barbie stuff. I wonder if I could like.
He's unleashed.
This is crazy.
The Barbie stuff over there.
I can't believe the guy's doing this. Now, I don't know if you saw it, but like was it yesterday or 2 days ago, some guy was walking probably in a similar area by Jeff Bezos, his penthouse, filming a crew bringing his new furniture in his house by renting out a crane. That was interesting. This is just people.
Opie saw that and was like, damn it.
Yes.
I should have been there. No, I'll tell you what's fucking crazy is a guy soberly contemplating getting a few extra dollars for his daughter's old toys. That's nuts. How is YouTube allowing this?
I don't know. We just have what brand is Barbie? Is that like Mattel or something?
That sounds right. Yeah.
You should just be like, hey, there's copyright in this video.
You want to watch out for this, Mattel.
Oh. Latvia checking in. What's up, Latvia? Yeah, it is a girl's life in there. You are correct.
Just me being unleashed here. Just off the chain.
Just wild, though.
Guys, give me the side eye. I just gave him the side eye back. Like, what's up, bro?
Whoa.
What's up with you, bro?
Anthony getting a radio show is so funny.
Why?
Because it's all Opie's ever wanted since he got fired.
But he's doing this now. I'm happy doing my own thing. Every human being is content. We saw the hilarity that came from him seeing a cross-dresser or transport, whatever they are.
Yeah. Oh, Opie's rubbing off on you, Mike.
Well, I don't know what the person looks like, and I watched Carl talk about the same video, and he was like, I think it's actually just a cross-dresser. I think so. They weren't. It wasn't. We'll put it this way: it wasn't a trickster. Right. So, trickster. So, but like that, of course, is going to be some crazy content. But now Opie sees a guy who just kind of did a thing with his face, and even that should be content. Yeah, the guy probably just looked at you because you're carrying a camera. You're making yourself a nuisance. A guy looked over at you, and you're like, "What the fuck is he looking at?"
Next, we have more people skills, which is when he just goes by an outdoor restaurant.
Oh, good. Let's. Everyone is content for Opie, and these people are no different.
That's a nice vibe. Oh no, you want to be on it? Why? I got a pretty.
Why would I?
All right. I'm not showing you.
He's showing me.
Toronto Blue Jays? Yeah. Come on, man.
You gotta be nice because in Canada, everybody's very nice.
I'm a huge Bills fan, so I respect.
By the way, no, he isn't. He used to be a Jets fan on the Opie and Anthony show.
Well, the Bills are
You're
their team.
You're not a huge fan of anything if you have multiple teams. Like, I'm basically jokingly a Yankees fan. I can't be like, I'm a diehard, brother.
Yeah.
Not the Blue Jays, man. Come on, man. Who wears a Toronto Blue Jays hat?
Blue Jays
They don't
fans.
even wear those things in Toronto.
I mean, I don't know. They have one of the biggest stars in baseball, right?
One of, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Sure.
I don't know. I know they're not great, but I'm sure Blue Jays fans still wear the hats.
Mike. Opie's about to take on the church.
Oh, no. Do we even want to show this?
I don't know. YouTube, if you're watching and you're policing these videos, this is not.
Take mercy on us. We're just reporting.
Oh yeah, they're trying to save the church. Yo, the church open today? Why? The fuck, man?
Did you hear the guy? He goes, "The church open today?" He goes, "No," and he goes, "Why?" He goes, "I don't know."
It might even be open for all I know. I'm just a guy.
I'm literally just taking a break on the steps.
Churches should be open all the time. Right. All right, thanks, sir. I don't think Jesus would appreciate churches closing ever. If he was alive, he'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Well, I got news for you. If he was alive, I don't know that he would have had the impact that he did.
If he was alive, it would be pre any of the things happening that caused the books to be written.
If Jesus just died of old age, I don't know that he would have had the impact that he did.
Oh, we don't want the riffraff in our church. Yeah, but that's the whole thing I started. Taking care of the riffraff. Yeah, but they crap all over the place. We have to clean it up for the. I don't give a crap. I'm Jesus.
It is funny. You got to give him this. It's funny the way he says Jesus. That's not normal.
No, he is unhinged.
He's saying Jesus.
Yeah.
That's not how you say it, Opie. Come on.
Well, you thought some people were safe? Well, they're not.
Oh,
This is
no.
Beth Stern.
Oh, well, before we get to that, I just want to mention these are the highlights.
Yes.
I've assembled the most exciting stuff that is happening on Opie Unleashed. Listen, man on the street stuff is not easy. I've filmed a lot of bad versions of it. And you haven't seen most of it because most of it is walking around looking for people to talk to, and a lot of them are uninteresting.
Right.
So there's just nothing there. You don't have to post all of it. Opie, like, this is all that his channel is. I'm not going out of my way to edit out the crazy stuff. These are the highlights. This is the most extreme version of this show. If Opie said, "You're my producer now," Opie hires me. Find the best segments. This is all I got. This is all I have to work with. So he's taking on Beth Stern here, right?
Yes.
Oh, this is Opie shows you what a man he is. He would always, I mean, who was better to going after Howard than the Opester? So this is how he handled running into the Stern family on the street.
Howard Stern and his lovely bride. Yeah, Howard's wife loved my son when he was a lot younger, and I was strolling him around the neighborhood.
Can I say something? She didn't love him.
No.
She saw, I'm sure she would see Opie in the neighborhood and would say, "Oh my God, he was probably a cute kid." And she was like, hey, buddy. And she did not leave that exchange and think, now how can I spend more time with that young man? I love him so much. I'd like to make a difference in his life.
I need his digits.
What delusion to be like, Beth Stern was in love with my son. She saw you on the street a few times and was polite. She's a nice person. That's what this story is. And he's going to tell how he infiltrated her mind. He got it. She didn't even know he was in there. He was working that thing with knobs.
Mike, Howard Stern, was he a fan of Opie and Anthony?
As a matter of fact, Craig, famously, he wasn't.
Okay, so if she loved Opie's son the way that he's describing, she probably would have, asked for the name, right?
That's an excellent point, Craig. Well, we'll see what happens when she realized it was a young Hughes that she was seeing.
Howard, when he used to live in New York, before he decided to hide in his basement. And I would see her very regularly in the neighborhood doing a little shopping here and there. And more than once, she would acknowledge how cute my son was.
Whoa, twice?
More than once, folks. I mean, if you think this was a one-time thing, she came back for seconds. She was thirsty, this lady.
He's adorable. Thank you very much. How are you? Of course, I didn't tell her who I was.
He's the John Beavers of the Howard Stern universe.
Motherfucker, I hate Beaver.
Opie cowardice hid from Beth Stern and was like, this is my son. Oh, what's your name? Jeff. Don't worry about my name.
Samson is my last name.
And by the way, like, I remember there was a story that Anthony saw Howard out at a casino or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a clip of both of them talking, like Howard talked about it and Anthony talked about it respectively on their shows. And they were kind of both like, what am I going to get in a fight with the guy? Like, what's the big deal? You know what I mean? Like, they were civil towards each other. They waved to each other and said hello. What about their way? Opie still has, like, he's black ops. He's on a secret mission. Like, he's sneakily infiltrating Beth Stern's world. And she has no idea.
He infiltrated the Stern house.
And now she's going home at night thinking of Hudson Hughes.
Next, he goes from Beth to Erock.
Oh, good. It's about time Erock got his comeuppance. We're going to learn Opie's, he's over it. He's grown up. He doesn't really think about Opie and Anthony that much, or their producers, or any of those days, which is good news for Erock.
Thoughts on Erock? No thoughts.
No thoughts. We can move on then.
No thoughts.
Terrific. Let's go on to the next set. Let's find a Puerto Rican to point the camera at. What do you say, Ope? So you have no thoughts? Let's all move on. What do you say?
I don't want to burst your bubble, Mike, but there's still 40 seconds left in this clip.
Oh, well, it's probably him moving on. He doesn't have anything to say about it. Maybe it's just silence. That's a strange way to clip this.
Fair point.
I kind of feel like I've said everything I need to say about Opie and Anthony, the crew of Opie and Anthony, my time with Opie and Anthony. I think I've said it.
Okay, let's move on.
I'm sure there'll be stuff that comes up, but I just don't feel like becoming a broken record.
Totally fine. 100%. Hey, you know what, Ope? I get it. Totally get it. Why be a broken record? Let's all move on then and go our separate ways. Sounds like you have nothing to say.
I actually would have a lot to say about Erock. But, as the kids would say, leave it alone. Oh, yeah. Right.
No, you idiot. They're mocking you when they say that. You moron. Leave it alone is what Opie, like a little baby, said to Anthony over and over again in their fight. As the kids say, leave it alone. Does he not know he's making fun of himself?
Leave it alone.
I love that, though. Like, I don't want to talk about these guys. Actually, if I did want to talk about them, though, it would blow your minds what I could say about this guy. And that's what he did in the great grape incident, where he's like, you don't think I have things I could say about you, Anthony? And Anthony's like, say them. What are we doing? Like, just say them. Let's have this out so we can all move on. And he's like, you don't want that, man. You don't want the nukes that I've got. And so he has that on Erock, but he's being a gentleman. He's not going to say it.
Oh, damn. All right. We're back to Pringles.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad we moved on for what actually could be interesting. You revealing what you have about Erock. And he's like, no. Don't you understand? I have a job to do. Pringles exist, and they need to be talked about.
We got other flavors. This is going to be the Pringles live stream. We got original. We got the honey mustard has joined the competition. We got the barbecue. We got the sour cream and onion. Oh, this is the one someone was just talking about. We got the Fuego.
You kidding me?
What is this one?
I mean, sour cream and onion and barbecue, that blows my mind a little bit. But they've even got hot Pringles now?
No.
You gotta be shitting me.
I don't want to ruin this for you, Mike, but these aren't Pringles. He's just stupid.
Oh, what are they?
They're Takis.
What the hell is that?
It's a different chip.
Why does he think they're Pringles?
Because they're in a similar container.
What a jackass.
Intensity
But he says, I've heard about these, as if like the Pringles craze has gotten back to him.
Pringles Reddit.
Yeah, where's he hearing about that? That's a good question.
Oh, wait. Taste the intensity on the go. I don't know, Fuego. Takis, crisps, Fuego. Oh. And then we got the cheddar, right? And then we got the original. Man.
But he realizes they're Takis and doesn't really acknowledge that they're not Pringles.
I gotta be
Does
honest.
you think that's a form of Pringle?
It just made me kind of want to try the honey mustard Pringles.
Well, that's what Opie's great at. He suckers you in, and you're like, I kind of want to. He's water in my mouth here. I'm interested.
Now they could be actually honey mustard Lays or Cape Cod chips.
Right. We have no fucking idea what they are, I guess.
I've been fooled.
I've been hearing a lot about these Fuego Pringles. Where? I mean, he is literally on the street all the time, so it's probably he keeps his ear to the ground.
That's very true. This one is a fun fact.
I bet it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's hear Opie's fun facts.
You know what? This walk's getting boring, so let me do a little cut down.
It's just getting boring.
Cool. Yeah, let's try to get in that church real fast.
Ooh, that's going to come into play, guys.
Yes, it is.
That's not the church that was closed. Opie found another church.
Money the Catholic Church has. Disgustingly wealthy.
Man, he's really. Are you listening, Craig? I know you're hearing him.
Mm-hmm.
He's really saying something here. Are you listening?
I've never heard this in my life.
This is an interesting take. The Catholic Church. What the fuck do they get all that money for? Tax free?
That's what I'm going to say. They don't have to pay tax on their land.
It's ridiculous. Opie's opening my eyes here.
Wow.
They're like the biggest landowner in the world. All right, here's a little question for you. Do not AI it. Do not Google it. If you win this, I will buy you a fine craft beer at Get Dots next time you're in New York City.
You will never do that. This will never come to fruition, but okay.
Hi, Opie. I'm the guy that won the contest. Get away from me, you freak.
Well, Opie hides in the basement of Get Bards with Ron the waiter, so I don't think this is going to happen. But all right, let's hear what this empty gesture is.
Number one and number two, okay? I think the Catholic Church is the number one landowner.
Actually, not. But.
It's probably China at this point.
No, I think it's the royal family.
The royal family.
I believe so, but regardless, this incorrect fact that he's going to give you is about to blow your mind.
Second, this will surprise you. Now, someone could have taken this spot, but until recently, this this,
okay.
this entity, let's call it an entity, was second. And Bildo wins the craft beer from Get Thoughts. The answer is not Scientology. The answer is McDonald's.
What?
Oh my god.
Are you shitting me?
The largest chain in the world owns
Oh my,
land?
wait, the McDonald's in my town isn't the only one?
No.
That's wild. What do they own so much land for?
I got to take you to this local spot, McDonald's.
By the way, I don't even know if he's right, but we all saw the founder. We all remember BJ Novak's scene, Opie. Yes. We also saw the movie.
It's either the first or the second entity that owns the most land in the entire world. Isn't that crazy? Catholic Church and McDonald's.
Not particularly.
Mickey D's, baby. Oh, that's an
It's the kind of thing where you're like, you wouldn't guess McDonald's necessarily, but when you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, makes sense. Even Opie's trivia is mild. He's like, this is about to blow your minds. McDonald's has a great deal of land.
It goes British royal family 1.
Yep.
Catholic Church 2.
Okay.
Inuit people of Nunavut.
So we're not even close, but all right.
Gina Reinhardt,
I don't
John
know who that is,
Malone, and Ted Turner.
that can't. Where's McDonald's on this list?
It's not, unfortunately.
Wow. Okay, guys, trivia question. Who's not in the top 6 of the most, the greatest landowners in the world? Ted Turner's on that list?
Ted Turner is on that list. Number 5 in the world, 2 million acres.
Good for him.
Yep. McDonald's is not in the top 10. I just found a top 10.
Where is Opie getting this information?
I have no idea.
You know what? I want, Opie, I'm going to let you off the hook. I want that beer null and void. That guy, he doesn't deserve a free beer. So I think you're off. You're off easy there, pal.
Well, the question was formed into, who knows what I'm thinking?
I'm all right. Next, I'm thinking of a number. Who's got it in the chat? Free beer if you travel to where I happen to be sitting at a certain time.
Now we have churches exposed, Mike. He's unleashed all the hell.
Okay. So he did, when we talked about this a couple weeks ago with Casey Day, he did walk into a church, and I imagine he was just casing the joint because he was only in there for about 5 seconds.
Right.
But that's him kind of getting the lay of the land. He's like, I was the arbiter of sex for Sam. Like that was me back in the day, controlling that whole situation.
That's right.
But now it's time to take my skills to the streets. Let's see what Opie does when he starts to wreak havoc on these greedy bastards.
I will bow. I'm bowing. I'm doing the sign of the cross. Respect. Respect, bitches. Oh my God.
Oh, if you didn't catch it, if you don't get why he's acting like he's edgy, he said bitches in a church.
And then he turned around and some lady's just going to sit in a pew, and he's like,
It's crazy. Hey, he's ruining someone's day, isn't that all? This lady who's probably going through a terrible time.
yes.
If you're just in the middle of the day going to a church to pray, odds are there's some darkness in your life.
Yeah.
And Opie's just has no problem just ruining that.
Oh my God. Oh, look at the stained glass. Oh my God.
Has he ever been in a church?
I guess he's being sarcastic.
I've never seen it.
It's actually not that amazing.
Sorry, ma'am. Enjoy.
Her husband's dying. And it's just Opie in her face.
And he says, enjoy.
All right. This live stream might be over.
You could say that about your career, Ope. That was it, by the way. I didn't start that 40 minutes into him being in the church. That's what he did in the church. He's like, you know what? These sons of bitches have had it good for too long. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to take down the Catholic Church.
Even
he He does say at another point in the video, he's like, I want to make a video exposing these people for what they are. Boy, did he. Boy, I mean, stained glass, you can imagine how much that costs.
Even he had like a conscience in there. He's like, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, this lady's probably dealing with a lot.
We're on to our last clip here.
Well, this is tough for me. You guys know, I like Rogan. The man has his problems. We criticize him here and there, but overall, I think he's done a tremendous thing, what he's built with the Joe Rogan experience, but it's all about to come crumbling down. By the way, this is the last 3 minutes of the video.
Yeah.
The video is titled John Fogerty and Joe Rogan. So I felt even though we're barely talking about Joe Rogan, I felt we had to put his name in the title of today's program because as just an homage to Opie, where he's like, guys, we're getting into Rogan and Fogerty today. And he spends 40 seconds on each of them.
I literally made zero money. I literally am 3 likes away from live streaming again. If I don't get those 3 likes, I never live stream again. And
guys, it's in your hands.
Erase your likes if you like the video.
This is all on you. Now, if we play another Opie video next week, it's your fault.
That's right.
Zero money today. So I would have to say that I'm the stupid one for not behaving. Yep. Man, I was never able to behave. It's the biggest problem.
He's like Craig.
That's right.
He's exactly like Craig. He just can't handle how much mania comes out of him.
Just fucking behave. Can't tell you how many people, really important people in media. Hey, Hope, just behave.
I would go a step further. You don't even have to behave that much. Just don't film a coworker shitting when the person hates you and wants to get you fired.
And if you're gonna do this, maybe don't just go stick a fucking camera in someone who's eating a cheeseburger.
Right? Yeah. Behave. He's acting like no one could have known what Opie was doing could get him fired. Like with Anthony, the world was changing. Like there's a time where Anthony could have gone on the rant that he did and faced no penalty.
Right now,
the world was becoming a different place. Yeah, maybe now it could happen. But with Opie, at least not in my lifetime, do I remember an instance where I was like, well, these are the good days where you can film your obese coworker taking a shit and pay no penalty.
Right.
You got a cushy gig. You make a lot of money. Just behave. Couldn't do it.
You're such a bad boy, you know?
He's such
Guy's in his 60s. This is where there's a middle ground between Opie and Howard. It's amazing neither of these guys were able to meet in the middle. Where with Howard, it's like, yeah, you should change. You shouldn't be a 70-year-old man making girls ride the Sibian and throwing baloney at their tits. That would be silly.
right.
But there's a middle ground where you don't have to pretend you like Ellen dancing and that you were always friends with Rosie O'Donnell and that Artie Lang didn't exist. Like there's a middle ground somewhere in there. And the polar opposite of that is Opie being like, he's in his 60s and he's like, I'm just too fucking nuts, man. I'm unleashed even still to this day.
Stephen Perlowski in the chat says, do you want to guess how many acres of land McDonald's owns?
It's like 40. I'm catching up to him.
47,000.
That is a lot of acres.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the royal family owns?
Oh, okay. I worry it's a little more.
It's a lot more, Mike.
Okay.
6 billion acres.
That doesn't even seem real. That doesn't seem like a real number.
John Dutton's ranch, 880,000 acres.
It's not even close.
No.
My guess is, do they put some stat like that up there at the end of the founder?
I don't know. I haven't seen
where
it.
they're like, McDonald's at that time became the biggest landowner in the world or whatever.
I
Like, I
believe it.
imagine that. I'm imagining Opie got his information there and didn't do any more research.
I believe it back then, but someone else in the chat pointed out that they franchise out their restaurants, so each one is like owned by an individual.
Well, but not the land. That's the building. But that was the BJ Novak scene I'm referencing. They show where this guy came to Ray Kroc with the idea of like, now Opie's making me do it. God damn it.
Yeah.
Where McDonald's is basically a real estate company that happens to be in the burger business as well, where like they own the land and charge essentially rent to all these franchise owners.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
What? You know who's turning into the next? I'll finish with this because I really got to go. You know who's turning into the next Howard Stern?
Who?
Has the world by the balls. Could pretty much say and do whatever he wants. Has made more money than he'll ever spend. Who am I talking about? The change is becoming very obvious.
Because you won't have him on the show.
That's him
again.
doing. Mike Larson, I didn't block you. You can't hear hate. You're spamming with dumb shit. So
He can't get through his dumb Rogan bit without chastising the commenters.
Version your name. Nah, man. I kind of don't really care about the hate in general. It comes with the territory. It's when you're
It seems like it. Seems like it doesn't bother you.
all right. I'm not a fan of the spammy crap. So this guy, free thinker, and he just wants to be accepted.
This is just not
by part of society.
It's not even close to true. Like, you're suggesting the mainstream media is embracing everything Joe Rogan says? What are you, nuts?
He likes to be out on a mountain by himself killing animals.
He picked maybe the worst guy. Now, if you want to say like Rogan got a taste of being embraced by the right and is kind of catered to that a little bit, that's an argument for sure. But the idea that Joe Rogan is doing things so the mainstream likes him is very silly.
I love it.
And it becomes sillier, guys, before you make the argument. Before you say, Rogan does some things. Let me pepper this in. The fact that Opie would not be saying this if Joe Rogan didn't lose his number.
Yeah.
Literally the only reason, like, Rogan used to be the guy that Opie would hype. Oh, you're so crazy, man. What do you have, an elk meat? Oh, man, you're always nuts. You and the Death Squad. You guys are nuts. Opie actually named the Death Squad. And so, like, he used to, like, idolize Rogan. Oh, man, you're so sick, all the crazy stuff you do. But now Joe Rogan doesn't have him on his show anymore. So Opie's like, actually, now that I think about it, he's pretty lame, this guy.
He's so dumb. I hate him.
Yeah, he's a loser.
You're doing what he's doing. Yes, Chris. Yes. Sorry. Yes. The answer is Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we got it.
That he's going to church again. A guy that
that'll make everyone accept him.
A lot of people do that in older age.
But here's the thing: is like I've said this for years that I said church is going to make a comeback eventually because everything I think is cyclical and not even real. I'm not saying like by the book religion, but I think there will be like more and more people that look for guidance in some way and realize religion can be used as a roadmap of sorts. You don't have to follow it to the letter of the law and dissect every word in it and try and figure out what they meant 2,000 years ago. But like the idea of religion or spirituality being in your life, like I could see that making a comeback.
Definitely.
But you think Rogan, and I think that's all Rogan is saying, unless I'm misunderstanding. But you think that's something he's doing so the mainstream is like, oh, he is one of us.
Rogan also doesn't give a shit what anyone else does, really.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of the anti-Howard, where he hasn't let that stuff affect him at all, really.
Right.
Talks about the Anunnaki. Talks about aliens. Talks about how life on Earth isn't what we
Mainstream.
think. Talks
He
about how
he never talks about. Well, he's saying he used to talk about that stuff. He never does now.
Oh,
I dare
God.
you. I dare you. Find an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience where he mentions aliens. I
You know
double
what,
dare you.
Listen to the latest drop. I guarantee you.
No chance. This guy, Joe Rogan, never talks about aliens anymore. I miss those days.
I know.
many, many times, all sorts of different civilizations, questions everything. And in recent months, he kissed Trump's ass. You should never kiss the ass of a politician, especially if you want to be called a truth teller.
This guy's crazy.
Oh my God, never question everything, which he used to do. And then he embraced Trump, had him on his show.
No, Rogan, you know Rogan's problem? He believes too much of what the mainstream media is feeding you.
Mm-hmm.
Rogan's main problem is that he doesn't question enough things. It's a conspiracy show now. That's all he talks about. He doesn't even interview his guests anymore.
I know I paused this, but I'm assuming he gets into him having Bernie Sanders on and offering to have Kamala on, right? That's the next follow-up.
Well, that's the old Rogan, like 3 years ago. That's the old guy.
And he never really embraced Trump. He embraced Elon, I guess.
At the end, he endorsed, like the day before the election, he like actually endorsed him, which I did think that was just a weird move from Rogan, because he seems like the kind of guy that would be like, why does it matter if a fucking celebrity endorses a politician? But yeah, I think he's definitely a Trump guy now, but I don't think he's like a right winger necessarily.
You could probably watch just about any episode and not know exactly which side he's on, because he'll say something that you'll go, oh, he's a right-leaning guy. And then like 20 minutes later, he's like, well, maybe he's actually left.
Well, I'll tell you, but here's the thing is like, there are people that could have this argument. Like if you go to Rogan's Reddit, it's all people that think he's turned his back on his core audience. Like they do think he's changed. The problem with Opie making the argument is he's regurgitating what he's seen other people say about Rogan, and it's not a real belief he has, and it doesn't come from Opie watching the show. It comes from Joe Rogan not texting him back.
Yeah, and I don't think it's true.
Right.
I think he's completely the same.
And now, sorry. And now, because it goes with the movement, everyone's going back to church. Not for the any good reasons. Just because it's the thing to do if you're one of the people that fall.
It's hip
on that side of the political spectrum. I don't even, if it did for the right reasons, whatever. But I think it's BS.
Whoa, Opie. I know you're unleashed, but Jesus.
That's pretty
BS. That kind of tough talk.
Hidden Hand Media in the chat says Rogan isn't as smart as everyone says he is. I don't think.
I don't think that's smart.
No, no. And Rogan does.
I don't think he's as smart as some people say he is. I don't think he's as dumb as other people say he is either. Correct. I think he asks questions. I do think the problem with his show is he's gotten way too into his own interests. So now every episode is AI is crazy, huh? Do you believe in alien? Like it's the same 6 topics. He used to actually interview his guests, and if that happened to be a scientist, they would talk about science. If it happened to be a hunter, they would talk about that. But if it was a fucking comedian, he wouldn't force them to get into his several talking points. I don't think he's a genius. Like I don't think I don't think you should solely base your decisions on what Joe Rogan thinks. But I do think he is a smart guy.
I think it's BS. So Rogan quickly going the same way as Mr. Howard Stern.
Just the same guy.
Man.
That's another thing. Like Opie forgets the origin of a lot of this stuff. The man thing. Like they used to do that making fun of him on WAAF. Like when they would listen back to old tapes, that's the vibe that Opie had. Like, man, like he was trying to be cool.
Right.
And Opie forgets that was used to make fun of him. And he's just adopted it as his own mockery, I guess.
I guess so. Or he probably at this point has convinced himself it was a Howard thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so that's what Opie's up to. Look out, New Yorkers. You could be next.
Don't have a cake anywhere near the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's too dangerous.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Krager's did it.